Hey everybody, Lynn Coffey here with your next training, and I'm really pumped to do this training because I'm using an example outside of the health and fitness industry. But sometimes I really like doing that because, well, it shakes things up a little bit, but it's sometimes easier to take an example outside of the industry and then figure out how to apply it to your actual business. It just is a way to cut through all the head trash of like, well, I can't do that because, or that gym isn't exactly like my gym, or whatever the case would be. So it kind of allows you just to watch the lesson, get what you get from it, and then put it to use in your own business. Okay, so what you're looking at on my screen is the front of a postcard I got in the mail the other day. So I'm sure you can see it, but just really quickly, in 2017, play guitar like you've always dreamed. Free introductory lesson, and then I blurred out the website and the phone number just because I don't know this person and they didn't ask for me to review their site publicly, so just wanted to blur that out. And then there's sort of a stock image here of a guitar, and then I want to show you the back of the postcard. Again, they had their website address up top. They have 3 testimonials with pictures. Call now to schedule your free introductory lesson. Their phone number was here, and then they have some copy over here, and that's that. So the postcard itself, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on because it's you'll get a lot of the lessons that I would apply to the postcard when I look at the actual site or the landing page. But just really quickly, I like that they're doing some sort of an offer. I like the time of year that they did it. So 2017, like I said, I got this actually I got this probably a few weeks ago. So it was right around New Year's. And that's a time of year, obviously, people put things on their list that they want to do. So again, start applying this to your business. And in actuality, a few years ago, probably 4 years ago now, one of my New Year's resolutions was to learn to play the ukulele. I have zero artistic and musical talent in my bone or in my body. And so it was something that I wanted to do that I had just never been exposed to. So I don't understand music. I mean, I can dance, don't get me wrong. I mean, I can dance like you wouldn't believe. But the actual like playing music and chords, I mean, I'm struggling to even talk about it because I just don't know anything about that world. So anyway, I like that there was an offer here of an intro lesson. I like the timing of it. And let me jump to the back real quick, and then we'll go right to the website and get all the points really quick. I like that they included testimonials, and I like that they repeated the offer and then again had their website address up here. The copy and stuff we'll talk about when we visit the actual site. So here's the actual site. Let me scroll down just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. And first, if this is the first time you've ever seen me do a training like this, which is somewhat of a review, you should know that everything I say is meant to be helpful and not hurtful. So this person, again, I do not know. They are very clearly trying to start a business, or they maybe have been in business, but they're trying to figure out online lesson. Excuse me. I'm reading this as I'm talking. They're trying to figure out online marketing. That's evident by, you can tell some of their copy here, you know, are you frustrated? They're trying to figure it out. If you kind of go through their copy, you can see it kind of follows some basic copywriting stuff. So this person is trying. And for that, I think they get all the credit in the world. So know that everything I say is meant to be helpful and not hurtful, because I want to give you guys actual lessons so that you don't make the same mistakes. Because part of seeing this video and taking the time to watch it is that you get usable stuff that you can apply to your website or your landing pages or your business right away. Okay, so let's dive in deep here. The very first thing is I like that they have a welcome video. Now you can see I watched almost all of this just in preparation for doing this training. And would you believe it? This guy does not actually play the guitar in his welcome video. So look, here's the thing. Guitar is like this emotional thing, right? Like people want to do it. They want to hear the sound. They want to learn from somebody that they deem an expert. Yes, can they go online? Can they buy a course? Yes, they can do all that. But if they're on this guy's page, it means that they're they were targeted enough to know that there's an interest of doing an introductory lesson. Otherwise, when I got the postcard, I would have been like, who cares? And I would have chucked it. However, I kept it mostly for this marketing or for this training video, and these marketing lessons. But I did somewhat have an interest because, yes, I wanted to learn how to play the ukulele, but that's just because it was a smaller version of guitar, and I have kind of small hands, and a guitar seemed overwhelming to me at the time. So my point is that, yes, I did have somewhat of an interest. I'm coming here, but now I want to start developing a connection with this person that I'm going to pay a lot of money to, sit with him one-on-one, at least once a week for, who knows how long, and learn from. And so the first thing I want to see when I come to this page is this guy that's kind of dynamic. He doesn't have to be like out of his chair and like super like, punk rock guitar guy, right? Like this guy, just from the looks of him, and I live in Ithaca, which is a super hippie town. He looks kind of folksy and kind of, laid back and chill. That's cool, but he still needs to connect with me emotionally. Now, I'm not going to play the whole 2.5 minutes of this video, but you can go ahead. Let me play a little bit of it here.
Are you frustrated with the progress you've been making on the guitar? Are you practicing for long hours and not seeming to get anywhere?
Okay, so that's, hopefully you could hear that. It's kind of dry, it's kind of boring, and it feels like it follows some sort of a copywriting manual. So what would have been way cooler, right, is if this video was up here and replaced this non-emotional stock image that does nothing for me. This would have been much better if it was his actual video. And when I clicked play, he did this really awesome 5-10 second guitar riff. I don't care what he would have played, but it just would have been cool to see him play that. And it would have been neat to have him put down the guitar and be like, saying something that's actually not taken from, like I said, like copywriting, some bad copywriting course. It would have been cool for him to be like, so do you want to play guitar like that? Well, I'll teach you exactly how to do that exact riff within our first free introductory lesson. Boom. So big promise right off the bat. You can get it for free. You feel accomplished immediately. You're on your way. That would have been a way cooler introductory video than what he has here. And what's important for you to get, other than the stuff I'm talking about in terms of emotion, is it would have been better placed up here. Stock images don't do anything for people. It's just wasted real estate space. Above the fold is what you see on a website without having to scroll down. And that above the fold space is the most valuable real estate on your entire website. Don't use it all up by a random stock image. Even this guitar lessons in Ithaca, New York, I kind of figured that, like I got the postcards. I know I'm not giving out the website address, but it's, I'm pretty clear that I'm getting guitar lessons in Ithaca. So the headline, is kind of redundant. The stock photo does nothing for me. What would have been better, at least for now, is if he started his website like this. If this was his headline, not that it's great, but if this was his headline and this was above the fold stuff, you would at least see the video without having to scroll down. Okay. So here's the other thing that I want to talk about. Again, everything I'm mentioning is supposed to be helpful, not hurtful. So just get the little nuggets from what I'm saying and apply it to your website, your landing pages. Nobody is going to read all of this text. There's just not much going on. There's nothing to really break it up. And if I'm being totally honest, it's just boring. And here's something that I really wanted to point out. I almost missed this free download, how to choose a guitar player or a guitar teacher. And actually, as I click over that link, I can see that it links to a Word document. So he's not even collecting an email address to give this away. Now, that might be part of his marketing strategy, but based off of what I'm seeing, it's probably that he doesn't know how to do that yet or whatever. But ideally, how to choose a guitar teacher, that might be an okay opt-in. It's probably an okay opt-in, to be honest. But you know what I would rather see? I don't, how I personally would choose a guitar teacher, just like I chose my ukulele teacher? I called around, I looked at people's websites, I went with the one that I vibed with the most, and that was that. Like, I didn't need some like secret formula. That was what I said was just really important, guys. The same applies for the fitness and health industry. Listen, think what I just said. I'm not even going to change it. I called around, I looked at their websites, I saw which one I vibed with, and that's the one I went with. Listen to what I just said. That is what the vast majority of people do when they're looking for some sort of a service. Yes, I'm purchasing ukulele lessons, guitar lessons, personal training, nutrition coaching, whatever the service is, but I make the initial decision based off of who I connect with. I don't want to be trained by somebody that I don't want to spend a half hour or an hour with several times a week. I don't want to talk about nutrition, boring, with somebody that I find boring, right? Like, so we need to get all of that emotion and who you are and what makes you unique and what makes you special across on our websites. So this is a perfect example of that. To sort of button up what I was saying, I don't know how to choose a guitar teacher. I think if you talk to some marketing people, they'd be like, that's a great opt-in, whatever. Well, I just said, though, for me, real world experience, I already know how I'm choosing a guitar teacher. I'm basing it off of, do I like them? And are they better than me? And can they teach me? I think a way better opt-in would have been how to play your first 3 notes in 10 minutes. That stuff's pretty easy. Show somebody, and it would be a little video of the finger positioning, how to do an A and a C and a D. You know what I mean? That would have been a way more powerful opt-in, because that, yeah, if I have a legitimate, like, I want to learn guitar, that's a compelling opt-in. Play 3 chords in 10 minutes. That's, so, okay, let me move on. So the point that this does not stand out at all is a big no-no. But the second thing I want you to get from it is your opt-in should deliver something that people really want and that it excites them. That way they give you their email address. They're now on your list, which is gold, because you take care of your list, you nurture your list, you give them good information, you let them know who you are. And over the course of time, when they are ready to buy, think about what I said earlier, they're going to say, hey, I'm now ready to buy personal training, health coaching, whatever it is. And I already know, like, and trust this person because they email me 2-3 times a week. I like what they got going on. I vibe with them. Okay, lots of good stuff there. Hope you guys are sort of getting the general concept here. So again, I like that they have testimonials. I'm not going to hugely complain about this. Again, I like that he has pictures. I like that he has testimonials and puts the person's name. I like that a lot. But this is a training. So I'm going to give you, ideally, he would have had a little video of each person saying, when I first started, I didn't even know what a chord was. I literally had no musical background. And now, just a few months later, check out this little thing that I'm able to do. That would have been cool. And it doesn't have to be all beginner stuff, right? The next video testimonial could have been, hey, when I came and worked with this guitar person, I already knew the basics. Like, I used to play guitar back in the day, but I hadn't played in a really long time. And I really wanted to learn how to play my wedding song for my upcoming 30th anniversary. I really wanted to surprise my wife. And so here's the first, 30 seconds of that song. And by working with this teacher, I was able to, do the whole song and surprise my wife, and she loved it. And then, here's the first 30 seconds and the person playing. That's the emotional stuff. That's the connection that we want to get across, right? Yeah, see, it's not about it's not about this dry copy. Are you frustrated with your progress on guitar? That's not horrible copy, but it's like so like right? Like, yes, I'm frustrated. Yes, I'm frustrated. But we want to bring a real emotion to it. We want to figure out what connects with people. So, okay, I'm about done here because I don't want this to go too much longer. Here's the other thing. This person has this sort of seal of this thing that they belong to. which is interesting. But what would have been cool, and this is the person here, it would have been nice to have a section about this guy, right? So it would have been nice to say, here's a little about me. And I like to do everything in first person. So instead of like, here's a little about Dennis, it would have, I like to keep it, here, it's me. I wrote this copy, this is my site. You're going to be working with me. So I would say, here's a little about me. And yes, you could have some pictures, but tell me about, your background. Show me some videos of you playing different styles of music. That would be a good place to put this seal here, if you will. Right now, it's just kind of randomly placed in the middle of copy, and then down here, his image is again just sort of randomly placed at the bottom with some testimonials. So tell me some of your accomplishments and credentials and things that make you cool and make me want to trust you, basically. Okay, so I think one of the last things then is this form is way too long. This is really important. So when you are trying to get somebody to opt in, you want to ask for the least amount of information as possible. And that's usually, depending on your business, it's usually just first name, email address, and for most of you watching, phone number. Because you'll want to be able to call these people to set up a consult or an appointment or to come in for a free training, whatever the case would be. So first name, email address, and phone is probably the minimum. If it's something like a free report or a free video series that you're giving to people, or a free workout lesson, something where you're not calling to schedule something, I would leave phone off and just, you could even leave first name off and just ask for the email address. So you want to ask for the least amount of information possible. Does this person want to know all this stuff about his possible clients? Yeah, but he'll figure that out when he calls them or when they call him. The form on the site to get people to reach out and take that next step is not where you want to put up the block. And I know it sounds silly. I know it's like, well, how, these are easy questions. Like, like I could just take my time and fill it in, but that's just not how the online world works. So if you think about yourself, when you go to a website and it's not really connecting with you, like the site's not really connecting, the copy doesn't connect, the video doesn't connect, there's no emotion, there's no heart to it, there's no personality to it, and then you see this form that you have to fill out, it's kind of like, like no thank you. Whereas if the site was dynamic and did everything I talked about, had these great videos, and the copy was more about connecting in real life situations like the anniversary, the wedding song that I was mentioning, things that, really connect with people. And then there's a very short form to take the next step. Your conversion rates will increase because of that. So I have sun streaming in right here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to look like on screen, but if half of my face is like lit up, you know why. Okay, so why don't I just sort of wrap that up? I love that this person is learning about online business and online marketing, and that they sent me the postcard. Seriously, they're doing more than the vast majority of other businesses do. So this guy actually deserves a ton of respect in my mind. But I wanted to sort of pick it apart, pull it apart, and show you ways that we can make it better so that you guys can actually get good, valuable information from it. Okay, so I hope you liked that. Take all the little juicy nuggets that I talked about, or maybe that you jotted down when you were watching this, and figure out how do you apply it to your sales page or your landing page or your website or your marketing. So that's the goal here. If anything I said is confusing, or it doesn't make sense, or you need me to kind of explain it in a different way, or you just have another question that maybe I didn't go over, definitely reach out and connect with me, Lynn at lynncoffey.com. Or you can just go to lynncoffey.com and fill out my contact form. That's usually the easiest way to do it. lynncoffey.com. All right. Have a fantastic day. I will talk to you guys soon. Ciao.